everybody, my name is Beth and I am the Steadfast Stitcher, and this is my Flosstube channel where we talk mostly about cross stitch. Welcome, I'm so glad you could join me today. So if you're brand new, I hope you'll consider hitting like and subscribe, and if you're returning, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you being here. I have got some whips to show today, plans, and the winner of the book that I reviewed last week, about a week and a half ago. So I will have that part towards the end of the video. And then plans wise, we'll talk a little bit about Whip Frenzy, which is coming up. Actually, it just started last night. So we had the Olympics for stitching and couple other challenges that I'm involved with. So I got some projects on some different whips, some that haven't been out for a while, and I got a restart, and I'm going to have a new start too, coming up probably this weekend. But let's get started on what I did get some stitches in. Now this is I used for Stitch the Olympics. I think it was a marathon one I want to finish this year. And this is a bad picture, but it'll give you a good idea. My printer, I guess, I must have been running out of ink at the time. But this is Twin Peak Primitives, and it's reading. And it's a Jane Austen quote that says, "I declare there is no enjoyment like reading." So you've got all the books, and the border is really pretty, but let me show this to you actually because it's much prettier stitched. I'm using 18 count Fiddler's Ada with all the called for colors, and they're all DMC. So this is where I'm on it. Yeah, the border is much prettier than it shows in that kind of faded copy picture. But so since you've last seen it, I started some work on her dress. I did more on the border. I did the ABCDE and started on this bookcase, which is bigger than it looks in the picture. But I don't mind, and I love those colors too. I think it was like 930 and 928, I believe. But yeah, very pretty. And it's fun to work on. And this is one I would like to get finished this year. And 18 count, I should be able to do that. But the bookcase is definitely a little more involved than it looks in the picture. But I do like Twin Peak Primitives. I have a couple of whips with them. I have a couple of finishes with them. Did some of their Red Book smalls. And I have a gingerbread house going right now from the gingerbread house book. So I do really like them. They've got a great selection of patterns to choose from. Now, I also had a restart. And this one was because I restarted it because I think when I originally planned it out, I wasn't going to do the whole pattern. I was only going to do 2 sections of it, because it is set up as a triptych, but this is amid Amish life. And if you want to see a stunning finish on it, you'd have to go back. I'm not sure which video he has the finish on it, but Blitz Stitch, he's a terrific Flosstuber. And he has finished this project, and it looks just amazing. And I worked on this last week with Bridget, who's in my group, and she is also working on a Mid-Amish Life, and she's almost got the whole first panel done. And it is looking fantastic, and she's using the called for, which is 25 count over 2. Now I am using 18 count over 1, and this is the fabric that I chose to restart it on. And it's so, so pretty. And I'm hoping I have got... I don't. I will look up the fabric and post it below in the description box, but I really love this one. Such pretty colors. And I'm glad I restarted it because now I want to do the whole pattern as one. And the other fabric that I had, I wouldn't have been able to get all 3 panels onto one piece. And I'm not even sure what fabric that was, so that would have been a challenge to come up with a matching third piece if I did it as a triptych. Amid Amish Life originally was in the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine in the 1980s. Then it came out in a pamphlet form, which I just showed. And it's also in that book I showed in my last regular video of 101 best loved projects from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. So if you're interested in it, you can look for them on eBay. So I actually have all 3. I have the book, I have the pamphlet, and I have the magazine, but I'm not taking the magazine out because it's not the whole magazine, it's just the individual pages, and they have gotten kind of delicate over time. So I'm just stitching off of the photocopies of the pamphlet so I don't do any damage. But at some point I may, since I have the book and the pattern itself, I may give away the pamphlet. So it's not in perfect shape, but there's no writing on it. You know, it's just gotten a little weathered over time. So once I get this finished, I may do a giveaway for the pamphlet. Now, one of the other things that I worked on, and you saw this in my last video, is I am doing a Stitches So Beautiful challenge, and I picked Red Fox, and the challenge goes all month, and you post every week with some progress. And I just love this fox, and I love the colors in it. Sorry, my fan's blowing a little bit, but it is super humid outside. It was so nice yesterday weather-wise. We had some big storms over the weekend, and then yesterday it stayed cloudy all day, and it never got above 75. So I was working from home, and I had all my windows open all day long. It was so nice. And today we're back to muggy, muggy, muggy. So anyways, since you've last seen this, I put in about 300 stitches, but I also have this out to do another 200 stitches for Whip Frenzy, which I will talk more about a little bit later. So this is where I'm at, and I've added more colors to it. Before I just had added some black and what is it, 939 or 989, the really dark navy blue. But I've been adding more colors to it. I've got some browns in there, some lighter blues, and I really enjoy this pattern. And Valerie from Stitches So Beautiful is such a nice person. And I really enjoy her. And I love this challenge and seeing what everybody else is working on. Because I've got a few other Stitches So Beautiful patterns. So seeing other people also working on them and seeing how they're coming out is just, it's a lot of fun to go through the thread and see what everybody's doing. So I post for that once a week, And you don't have to get in like 1,000 stitches or a lot of stitches. You just have to show progress every week during the month of August. And then you get a free pattern, and you're also entered into a drawing for some other goodies. So why not? It's fun. I'm enjoying it. And this also fit in with my cross stick for crafts and books. And I also use this in my Harry Potter game. And what else? I'm going to use it for Whip Frenzy. So it's getting used all over the place. Oh yeah, and it got used for the Olympics for an animal. Oh yeah, it fit in, checked all the boxes. Now, one of the other ones for Stitch the Summer Olympics, the challenges, I believe, was stitching with 2 or more people. And I've seen some people take it as 2 more people in the pattern, or stitching with 2 or more people in person, or in my case, we did 2 or more people on Zoom. And thanks to the Soulful Stitcher, I think she kind of talked Angela and I into pulling out Home of a Needleworker too. So for Angela, it was a new start for her. And this wasn't a new start for me, but it was pulling it out after it had been gone for a long time. So, and the Soulful Stitcher finished hers, and it's really pretty. I will link her channel below so you can go check it out. So it had been a while since I had worked on this one, and so it was a lot of fun to pull it back out again, because I was able to finish the house. So I'm very happy about that. So the last time you saw this, I had about half of the roof done, so I finished the roof. I finished off the blue and the blue rooftop, the blue pinnacle here, and some blue that needed getting done on the sides. So I got a good bit in for a Friday night on Zoom. I was pretty happy with that. And it just got me to really liking this pattern again. So I think it'll be out in the near future. It might even come out for this Whip Frenzy event too. But I am using most of the called for colors. I'm using some DMC alternatives, but most of them are the classic Colorworks called for. So it's just a couple DMCs that I'm using. Again, very enjoyable to work on, and thank you, Soulful Stitcher, for helping me to get this one back out again for some progress. So I had another full coverage that I pulled out as well. So if you've been following my channel with unpacking from my move and everything, for some reason, a whole bag of my patterns, whips, were not with the rest of my whips projects. So I was a little panicked, but when I finally found them, it kind of gave me the urge to put in some work on some of my full coverages. So I have a few out to do Whip Frenzy on this weekend, and probably a new start on a full coverage this weekend as well. So one that I put some stitches in this past week was Mini Spirit of the Dragonfly by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I am doing this with Dawn. She's Enchanting Stitching on Flosstube. And I will also link her channel below. And it's just the prettiest pattern. She's doing the full size and I have the mini version. But the colors are just gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Now I'm using 28 count easy grid over 1. Oh, and by the way, the red fox that I showed a little earlier is also 28 count easy grid over 1. Now, so the last time you saw this was in my last video, and I had only put in a couple hundred stitches. And this time around, I only have a couple hundred more. And it doesn't look like it, but it was all pale pink this time. Instead of cream colored, it was all pale pink. Oh, but I still love the colors in this one. It's so pretty. It's just going to be gorgeous when it's finished. Not anytime soon, but still a gorgeous pattern. And I also have, I haven't started it yet, and I don't have any plans to, but the same artist, Carol Cavaleris, I also have a sea turtle pattern that she did that I just love. So at some point I will start that, but you know, definitely not before 2025. And unfortunately this artist has passed away, but she had some gorgeous patterns and I just love this. She's got a great sense of color. It's like a dragonfly mandala. I love it. And then this one had not been out for a bit, and I'm so glad it came out. It's a joy to work on. Actually, you know, I have, what do you call them? UFO'd a few projects over time, but most everything that I have going right now is a whip I really, really like and enjoy stitching on, so I sound like a broken record when I say it's a joy to stitch on, but they are. I don't stitch anything I don't like. Did that once for a gift, won't do it again. Okay, so this is Blackbird Designs, and unfortunately this book is falling apart, but it is Winds of Autumn, and I am doing Mighty Acorn. And that is this one right here. Mighty Oaks from Little Acorns Grow. It's such a pretty pattern, and I love the colors on this. I am using 18 count Under the Sea fabrics, Properly Primitive, and I have been looking for this and it's out of stock, but I want more of this because I really like this fabric. All right, so this is where I've gotten up to so far, and yeah, look at this fabric is fantastic. Oh, I love it. But last time you saw this, and it was a while ago, I had the outline of this leaf. So I filled the leaf in. I did these 2 acorns here. The little vine that goes up here, there's like little buds on here that I still have to add. And then I also started the outline of this leaf here, which is hard to see because it blends very well into the fabric, but the inside color is much more vibrant, and I love how the leaf turned out on here. Very autumnal colors. It's just beautiful. So I am keeping an eye out for more of this fabric. I went on their website and they are out of stock, and Barefoot Needle Arts and a few other places. Nope. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and I did a tiny bit more on the border, but not a lot. But yeah, look at that leaf. That's so pretty. This one's a joy to work on. And I'm going to use this one in Whip Frenzy as well. I've got a whole stack for Whip Frenzy, so we'll see how many I get through. I'm going to pause for just a minute and take care. Ooh. Now, as far as plans go, first I want to show one that I had that is set up. Try that again. Rewind. Okay. I was watching Criminally Creative Susan on Flosstube. She's got a very fun channel. I enjoy watching her. And we actually met in person at Barefoot Needle Arts retreat. and we're going to see each other again in October. There's a few of us from my Crafts and Books group that are also going in October, and I can't wait. But she was showing her stash that for retirement, towards retirement, and this one was one I already had, and I have it kitted up. So I messaged her, and I'm like, "Hey, you want to sell?" So she's got a big trip coming up in September, and she wants to start this on the plane on the way to her big trip to some national parks. So September, I believe it's 20th, on a Friday, she and I are both going to start Nature's Peace by Carriage House Sampling. No, I won't be on a plane when I start this one, but I am going to be starting it. And I already had this kitted up. I've had it for a while. I just haven't started it. So I have a combination of the needlepoint silks that are called for and the DMC. And then the fabric I already chosen as well. And this is 20 Count Garden Party by Bestitch Me. So this is what I'm going to be stitching it on. And this is so pretty. I don't know if you can see that it's got some like little bits of greens and a little bit of brown. It's just really pretty. So yeah, I'm going to be doing Nature's Peace on that. And on 20 count, it is only 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm sorry if you can hear the train horn again. Gosh, I don't usually hear them that much during the day, and they've been really busy today for some reason. But anyways, so on 20 count, it's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So this will fit in a 5 by 7 frame. It looks a lot bigger than that, but on 20 count, it'll fit in a 5 by 7. So absolutely, and I can do my own framing for this. I won't need a custom frame. And there are no specialty stitches in this. So I am really looking forward to starting this pattern. And I'm so glad Susan Criminally Creative is going to be doing it with me. And I will link her below, so definitely do check out her channel. She's got some very neat projects. All right, so let's put the fabric away. So if you'd like to start with us, we'd be happy to have you join in. It's such a pretty pattern. It's from 2020. And I may have had this since 2020 and just never got it started. But I'm looking forward to that. Plans-wise for the next 2 weeks. Well, the next week I'm going to be doing Whip Frenzy, which is on the Whip Warriors group. It's a closed group right now on Facebook. They will be opening up later on in the year, towards the end of the year. And Whip Frenzy used to be a weekend thing that was like, I ran at the same time as 24 hours of cross stitch. So now they've changed it to a Whip Frenzy that's almost a week long. It officially started at 10 o'clock last night, which a little late for me to be stitching. So I'm actually starting it tonight. And then it'll go through next Tuesday. So I'm excited. It's stitching 100 to 200 stitches on as many projects as you can. I know with my job, I'm not going to be like the #1 person on how many whips I get worked on, because just, I work full time, so that's not going to happen. But I do enjoy it, and it's fun to pick up a bunch of different projects to work on. So I know the Red Fox and my Blackbird and Home of a Needleworker and several others are in a stack of patterns that I would like to work on during Whip Frenzy. Even though 100 and 200 isn't a lot of progress, it's still progress on a bunch of projects. And it's fun to challenge myself to see how many stitches I can get in total. So I will be working on that. And also the challenge with Stitches So Beautiful. And I'm going to be doing a new start this weekend with the Stitches So Beautiful pattern. I've had this one and I've had it kitted up, and I keep looking at it going, you really shouldn't start anything else. You really shouldn't start a BAP. Keep trying to talk myself out of it, and I think I'm done trying to talk myself out of starting it. So this is Boreal Colors, and this is the pattern. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think what got me is that the last couple of nights, apparently in the Blue Ridge Mountains, there have been some fantastic photos of the Aurora Borealis up in the mountains, the very western end of the state. And so I think that's what got my wheels turning to get this started. I'm not going up to the mountains at 2 o'clock in the morning to catch aurora photos, but they're certainly beautiful to see, and it just got me in the mood to get this pattern started. So I am starting that this weekend. Just for a change of pace, I'm going to be doing this one on 32 count easy grid over 1. So I've never done a full coverage on 32 count, but you know, it's on the easy grid, so I feel fairly confident about it, and I've got a magnifying light and everything else, so I think I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. So I will be starting that during Whip Frenzy. Very much a lot of black floss on this one, especially in the upper left-hand corner, which is where I normally start. It's a lot of black, but the colors start appearing fairly quickly. So I'm going to start that this weekend. And then I'll be starting this one September 20th, Nature's Peace, with Criminally Creative. And I think that's it for my plans. Oh, and I will be doing Sampler September for the most part. I plan to do, yeah, probably like 90% samplers and a little bit of full coverage mixed in, but we'll see. I'm having trouble today. I'm going to use kind of a broad stroke definition of samplers, where if it looks something like a sampler, even if it doesn't check all the boxes, I might include it as a sampler. I have plenty to work on. I have no worries that I will run out of things to do in Sampler September, so we're good to go on that. Now, so finally, about a week and a half ago, I did a Flosstube extra and showed off this new book, Cross Stitch in the Forest, and showed off the patterns in the book and stuff. Now, I know some people had gotten a free copy of this. I did not. This was on my own. I'm too small with only 3,000 subscribers to get any interest from anybody to get free patterns, but or a free book. But I went through this book and I absolutely loved it. And loved it enough that I got 2 copies of it. I got a second copy of this to give away. So in the last video that crossed it in my Flosstube extra, I asked you to use the word trees. And the winner of the book is D. A.Z. Stitcher. D, congratulations, you won. I'm going to put my email address below, so send me your address and I will get this off to you with tracking and everything, but do give me a couple of weeks to get this out in the mail to you, because With my work schedule, sometimes it's a little difficult to get to the post office. But I'm very excited. I hope you really enjoy this book. Let me know what you think. If you want to start up anything with me in this book, or if any of you that have this book would like to do a SAL with me on these, let me know, because I would love to. And, you know, none of these patterns are BAPs. They're all very reasonably sized. So it would be fun to do a SAL in this book. Let me know if you're interested down below in the comments. So Dee, congratulations. My email address again will be in the description box, and my Instagram, so you can contact me either way. So that's all I've got for you, everybody. I'm off to upload this video, and hopefully YouTube won't take too long to get it up there. And then I'm going to be stitching for Whip Frenzy for the next week. And hopefully for my next video, I will have lots of things to show. Take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.